Well, there was a couple who left a few months before we did, and we were told that we must never speak to them again. They were evil, and that if we ever saw them anywhere, it was our duty to creep up behind them and set light to them. So we did. It's John and Catherine that I'm talking about, do you remember?
Yes. You set light to two people because the leaders of the Sincere Repentist Church told you to.
Well, we tried to set light to them, but our matches were wet. The night before, we'd been doing drowning therapy, you see.
I see.
Well, even so, it was a nasty moment when Catherine turned round and saw us crouched down behind her with the matches, wasn't it?
Yeah. She got the store detective to throw us out the supermarket.
Worse still is the treatment that is meted out to a Sincere Repentist priest if he decides to leave, as John Payton knows to his cost.
They don't want you to go. They're very firm about that. Which is why the moment they can tell you're beginning to have doubts, they tie you by a rope to 4 other people. It's a very, very difficult church to get away from. You never do get away, really. I mean, even now, 3 years later, I still get phone calls in the middle of the night telling me I died in 1987. And at 4:30 on a Sunday morning, you tend to believe them.
And they come round to your house as well, don't they?
Oh, yes. Can't always be sure it's them, of course, but can't think of anybody else who would want to push dead squirrels through my letterbox. I mean, my neighbours are all very nice.
The Sincere Repentist Church's official spokesman is a man who refers to himself as Apostle Crompton. In our conversation, he made it clear that he felt no need to apologize for any of the church's highly questionable activities.
Distort and misrepresent our work as you will. The truth is that we have taken many cold, hungry, desperate people and helped them to make sense of their lives.
Of course, it was you who made them cold, hungry, and desperate in the first place, wasn't it?
Only so that they may achieve the miracle of understanding the meaning and purpose of their existence.
Apostle Crompton, how can confused, exhausted, disoriented people possibly be in any condition to understand the meaning and purpose behind their existence?
I don't know. It's a miracle, isn't it?
For 3 years, the leader of the Sincere Repentist Church has been this man, the self-styled Parapope Joshua, previously Harry White. Here he is seen demonstrating one of his many claimed powers, the ability to speak in tongues. Since coming to power, Parapope Joshua has bestowed upon his church a number of new abilities and skills, by far the most controversial of which is this: AIAT, Assertiveness into Action Training. According to Sincere Repentist belief, a course of AIAT enables a Sincere Repentist to perform extremely difficult and complicated tasks with little, or preferably no, formal instruction in them. For Julian Knowles of Birmingham, who became a Sincere Repentist in 1986, an AIAT course prompted him earlier this year, after barely 10 minutes of professional tuition, to attempt to speed ski down the Matterhorn. With his relatives' permission, I visited him in the intensive care unit of St. Luke's Hospital, Erdington. I asked him first how he was feeling.
Well, disappointed, obviously.
What was it you think that went wrong?
I don't know. I don't think I could have been assertive enough.
Are you in pain?
No, I'm in no pain whatsoever. There's nothing wrong with me, and I'm being kept in here against my will. I demand to be discharged.
Right. Shall I call a nurse?
Yes, call a nurse.
Right.
Tell her to bring me my towel. I want to go home.
Okay. Nurse, please. Thanks. Could you bring this man his towel because he wants to go home? Right, well, I don't think the nurse feels that you're quite ready to go home just yet, Mr. Knowles. You have, after all, got 23 metal pins in your legs, which I understand is all that's holding them together.
My legs do not need to be held together. I'm being experimented on by quacks.
Julian, you've had a very serious accident.
I did not have an accident.
Right. So are you saying that you actually meant to cartwheel your way down the Matterhorn?
The cartwheeling bit was unfortunate, I admit that. But if I hadn't wasted 10 minutes with that pushy ski instructor, it wouldn't have happened.
The nurse,
His name was Gunter. Do you know what that is spelled backwards?
It's, retinal.
Yeah, that's one of the devil's names.
Right, is it right, okay. Nurse, please, nurse.
I don't want to nurse. I want a hug.
But what?
Hug me.
Nurse, please, sorry, rest. I'm sorry, he asked me, I wouldn't normally... 6 hours later, Julian Knowles' condition stabilized once more. According to the doctors, this was thanks in no part at all to the hug I had given him.